He is the defending champion of ZLAN that is taking place this weekend. However, this year he's not playing with his teammate Wingobear anymore. So let's check in. Is there some drama between Nykho and Wingobear? But first of all, I guess we start off easy and say, welcome, Nykho. How is life?
Oh, pretty good actually. Training for the cup for Zealand, and mixing it with Diabolical as well. So yeah, life going pretty smooth right now.
Hmm. And I might assume that some people know you, but there's probably also some hardcore Checkmate fans that doesn't really watch ZLAN. So can you tell people who are you and what do you do in gaming besides maybe the multi-gaming in ZLAN?
Okay, so my nickname is Nykho. I'm 22 years old, and I'm generally speaking arena FPS player. So everything about Quake, Diabolical next, and Quake Champions lately, which I was pro on it. And last year I played ZLAN, which is a competition from the organized by Zerado. And I actually happened to win it with Winglebear. I don't know how still, but I'm still trying to understand. And yeah, so the LAN goal was to play 10 games plus two different like games, which was a dictation and a surprise game, which we didn't know at the time of LAN. And one of the game was indeed Trackmania, which we were actually the best team on the of the LAN because I was playing with Winglebear and I actually had some experience as well.
Hmm. Yeah, if you talk a little bit about the last year's edition, you said you're still wondering how you actually won it.
Yeah.
Now that before that event, what did you have any goals of qualifying for? Did you
To
see
be
yourself as a favorite or?
to be a fair as a favorite, no. But I was actually hoping we would get to quarterfinals.
Hmm.
That was a goal, at least.
But can you some sort of now it's over a year since you won it. Have you thought about why you ended up winning it? What was the key factors of you actually winning it?
There was actually two main problems, I'd say, with the run system, with the step system of the bracket. There were like two rounds where we knew we wouldn't have the advantage of the games because in on the LAN, there's starting as a quarterfinal, you can pick and ban certain games. However, before that, there were two rounds with the 16 and the 18 one where where the game were like this, and this. You didn't have to get the choice. And one of them was StarCraft 2, and we suck at StarCraft 2 a lot. So, which we actually happened to won the game. We just still don't know how, but we actually won the game. And then after the other games, where there was Trackmania, there was Worms, and on these games, we knew we were better than the opponents, and we actually one of that. But there was two key factors that could decide if we were going to continue in the bracket or not, and this the factor was Porta too.
Hmm. But after the win, I think Wingober at least, I follow him more closely than I do you because he is a Trackmania streamer. He
Mhm.
benefited from that success. He gained a lot of followers. His YouTube channel he boosted it. Can you tell? Have you benefit anything from the exposure that you was at
Nothing,
ZLAN?
nothing.
What? Nothing?
No.
Why?
The problem is that, as you said, indeed, Wingobear was your streamer, or was your Trackman streamer. And what happened after Zealand was the Trackmania Cup. So the timing for him was perfect to actually improve his viewership, his base viewership at least. And I mean, the for me, of course, the timing was kind of bad, and I didn't have at that time a lot of games to play. For a bit of explanation, Quake Champions right now at that moment, so last year, was a bit of we still don't know what's gonna happen. Like we were waiting for QuakeCon, which is the biggest tournament in the Quake history. Everywhere, it's like the World Cup. It's like the Zerator Cup with the Quake with
Hmm.
Quake fans. And the problem is that we still didn't have any info about the tournament. So we were like hoping to have like some kind of qualifications, etc. And then they announced there is a Quick Pro League, which is still going on right now, actually. And it was invitational. And since I didn't get any invite, like nothing happened to me. Like there was nothing to do for me, literally. So I
Huh.
tried to stream a bit with Quake Champions, etc. But if you don't have a goal in the end, like you can do nothing. So in the end, I played the Trackmania Cup with Etwall, which I'm actually playing ZLAN this year with him. But in the end, yeah, in terms of viewership of fame, I'd say I didn't want nothing. I even like a bit lost of viewers, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
I hope to this year is gonna change. I hope we'll see about that.
Hmm. Yeah, well, what is then your motivation going into this year's event? Is it because if you talk about Checkmate in particular, and then related to Zerator, the pro players want to play that cup because they want exposure. But now you have won it, you feel that you didn't get that much exposure. Do you have any motivation this year to win it again? How motivated are you to
Of
win
course,
it?
generally speaking, I'm a big competitor. So at the moment there's a competition, of course I'm all in. So I knew that I'm good at like learning multiple games at the same moment. I don't have any actual competition on the Quake side, and in the future in Diabolical, which will be released in the weeks, month. I don't know. We don't know yet. So I can like 100% focus on the competition.
Hmm.
So the motivation is just to win again, to be one of the best. We'll see how it goes. There's a bit of RNG in this land this year. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I mentioned there might be a little drama. No Wingobear this year. Can you tell us who ditched who? Why are you not playing with your teammate
Okay.
Wingobear?
Why I'm not playing with Wingo Bear was because we didn't have the same objectives. To be honest, last year during the last 3 weeks before the LAN, we were 100% focusing on the LAN as well. And the problem is that Wingo Bear made a bit of sacrifices in real life, like to train for the LAN. He didn't want it to do that again, which I actually understand. While I don't have a lot to do in my real life, I guess I can at least 100% on the land. So I don't remember his original teammates, but I feel like in the end he got it with Libe. But there's actually no drama at all. Like there's just not the same interests, not the same approach of the land itself.
Hmm. And who is your teammate this year then, for the people that
It's
might not know?
It's Etwall.
Yeah, a friend of this channel. He has been
Yeah,
interviewing here, caster of Trackmania and Grand League. But
yeah,
is he
exactly.
improvement or what to say? Is he better or worse than Wingobear in multi-gaming?
That's not question right now. Going to a hard question, I see.
Yeah.
I'd say it's actually really good because we have like a lot of games where we can be good at. For example, I'm before playing Quake, after playing Trackmania, I was playing ShootMania. ShootMania is one of the probably one of the biggest game of the LAN because it's present at every round. So I had a kind of the advantage with this. It was good at Minecraft, is good at mental mathematics, and like we know that we're gonna train like for the remaining days. Same 100 focus on it, and I actually expect to be a quite good team. How compared to others, we don't know, but we'll try at least our best.
Hmm. And if you have to mention any other duels that is maybe a favorite or a contender to win it, is there any names that we should look after?
To be honest, Kai Art and Slide are pretty good this year. Um, there's also Eliodar and Yonix, which should I'm actually afraid of because Eliod is actually keeping up the pace with my level on ShootMania.
Hmm.
There's also Kenny Stream, and
Hmm.
Callan, which are two. Generally speaking, they're two PUBG players, but their Callan is also really good at multigaming in general. So is one of the probably one of the favorites as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, at least these three.
Yeah.
There's also Sardosh and Tita22, which was one of the finalists last year against us. And actually, originally the plan was to make a team with him.
Oh,
The
really?
yeah, the problem was that we don't have actually enough views
Hmm.
to be able to get into the top 40 duos to participate in the LAN.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. But a story for this is called Checkmania Live. So then a story is that Checkmania is no longer part of it. It's ShootMania. Do you think that's beneficial for you that Checkmania is switched out with ShootMania this year?
Um, I don't say it's beneficial. I say it's just different. Like I understand that Zerator, since he had like one ZLAN everywhere, Trackmania caps, etc. I guess he wanted to change a bit the pace with Nadeo. Nadeo had another game, which was probably like one of the easiest to set up for a LAN. And they say, let's go for it. What you need to understand on this on the game selection is that the game needs to be like not not with a high price, because they pay it for every participant. For example, I don't actually had Civilization 6, the game, and the game cost like 200 euros with the DLC and all, and they actually paid it for every participant.
Oh, really?
So they had to make an economy somewhere. I think like I heard Nadia gave 3-month keys to every participant who didn't have the game, so they can actually train on it, at least for the end.
Hmm.
So yeah, I guess there's a bit of partnership interest, I guess, but well, maybe other reason that I actually don't know of.
And like I mentioned, this is Checkmania Live. So then I'm gonna ask you, how did you eventually find out about Checkmania? What was your way into finding out about this?
Actually, Trackmania was my first PC game. Was my first PC game. I actually got into Trackmania Sunrise, on the day of the release. Like I was I don't remember 6, 7 years old, something like this. And a friend of mine told me about the game. I was like, hey, look, you should check it out. It's pretty cool. And I actually quite enjoyed it as well. So I bought it and I got into just after. So I did on the order of the Trackmania games. I did Sunrise Extreme with the DLC, Nations. I actually knew about Nations after the extreme DLC. Then Nations Forever, United Forever, Trackmania to Canyon, which I played a lot as well. And then the other Trackmania, who came out on many planets after ShootMania.
And then you have a lot of experience in Checkmania. Then what is your feedback of the new Checkmania? It's soon been out for 2 months. Do you like it more than other games, or what is your first impression of this new
I
game?
actually feel it's overall it's pretty good. They did a pretty good job with the club system, etc. There was about a bit of bug at the start, but that's a game release, so I don't like it's almost normal. But I sometimes felt like there was mistakes they didn't still learn from. Like we are still, I feel like I'm still getting some Mania script errors when I'm playing, etc. The how to say this? For example, the camp free. There should have been now we have the choice between the old camp free from my planet and the camp free, the new one. They should have been things from the start, at least. They try to force their way in, but that didn't work. And that's what we thought. That's one of the errors they did on ShootMania as well. And that's what game's not actually being played right now overall, except for ZLAN as well. They're trying to impose their way of thinking about the game. Like there should be competition for everyone, more creativity, etc. They're trying to listen to the creative community, but at that time of ShootMania, for example, they didn't listen to the competitive community, which I believe was more interesting for them gameplay wise than the creative one. I mean, the game is good, it's beautiful and all, but gameplay wise, there are a lot of mistakes. Rockets going through the walls, rails going through the pole. For example, the famous phrase like X player X is missed his shot by one pico. I had one day 1 picometer. I was like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah. I was like, that's a good day. That's a good day. And I feel like there's been a lot of errors like this, and then of course not supporting the game over the years. I think LAN of the last ShootMania LAN was the Mania Planet. No, the Ubisoft 15 years old. I feel like it was something like this. With the competition in Paris at the LDLC park.
But you already played the tournament in this new Checkmania. You did,
Yeah.
In my eyes at least, good. But what is in your eyes? How was the ZLAN Checkmania Cup 2020
Actually,
for you?
but for me, that was actually a performance. To be honest, the fact that I can play on the second day of the Trackmania Cup, that's actually really huge for me. The last year we stopped at the round before the qualification for the second day because Etwa had a control problem and he wasn't able to play. So I mean, you can't blame him. Like if the controller doesn't want to work, he doesn't want to work. Doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
But like this year, I knew like I was actually trying to play, not to play a lot because I have I'm engineering student. I mean, I've just finished my diploma, so now I'm almost free, almost.
Yeah, almost.
And so I don't have that much time to play as well the maps, but I found some time just to train, at least to be a regular on certain of them. Except maybe the two last one where I try to focus less to be better on the others. But yeah, in the end, it did work out for me.
And what is your future in Checkmate then? We obviously know that the biggest competition ever in the history of this game is coming up next year in May. What is your way into that event, and what is your way into the future of this game?
Actually, I really don't know. That all depends on Diabolical, which is a new fast FPS game, will be released really soon, as I said before. And if there's competition in it, I'll be focusing on Diabolical, of course. Like if there's a competition colliding with the Trackmania code, I'll be focusing on Diabolical for sure.
Yeah. Any final words for the ZLAN before I let you go off to practice and hopefully defend your title? Any final words for you?
Any finals? Thank you for staying partner with me, which I'm now almost 2 years and a half with them. And let's grab the second one.
Let's grab the second one. If you win it, then you come back here next Wednesday to do a winner interview. Maybe bring in your teammate then as well.
I'll try.
That's it for Nykho. Good luck in the upcoming ZLAN this weekend.
Thank you very much.
There you go, folks. This has been the fourth and final interview for tonight, concluding this a somewhat short episode of Trackmania Live compared to what we had in the previous years. So this is episode 6. We were supposed to have this episode, well, last week, but unfortunately, due to some exceptional circumstances and exceptional weather conditions, I decided not to take any risks of frying my equipment. There was a bunch of thunderstorms coming into my area at the time, but yeah, now we have been all good to set this up, and huge thanks to Eirik Holdal for being the regular show host and also doing these interviews. And I want to thank our guests, first of all Nykho, for taking his time to record an interview before we went live with Trackmania Live, and also to our guests Mudda, Rasta and Grenady for stopping by today and having a chat with them. It's always a pleasure to have Trackmania people like that. Anyways, thank you very much for watching episode 6 of Trackmania Live, and I'll see you all next time.